Hey, well, I'm back in Osaka. This time, I'm going to check out Baird Brewing. Now, this is special to me because Baird Brewing was the place where I first had craft beer in Japan. There's something else a little bit different about today. I'm joined by a friend of mine, the nomadic beer video blogger. Can I call you nomadic?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair, yeah.
Rampant Lion.
That's cool to be on. Cool to be on your channel. And yeah, we've been chatting for a little bit on Messenger and things, trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it worked out. So we're here in December 2022 to try some Baird beers. So yeah, this should be fun.
All right, shall we head in?
I think so. So I'm here in Osaka in Japan once again, 6th or 7th time now, and I'm joined by Jordan, who does the a channel Inside Outsider in Japan. Did I get it right?
You got it.
I got it.
You got it,
cool.
yes.
So Jordan is originally from Vancouver in British Columbia in Western Canada. You've been in Japan 20
years.
20 years now. And we're getting our venison jerky now, which is kind of cool. Yeah, arigato gozaimasu. So Jordan has a little bit of a story when it comes to this brewery. So,
for me, this is the brewery that really got me interested in beer on sort of fanatic level. When I first came to Japan, I actually wasn't really much of a beer drinker. I drank a lot of herbal tea, to be honest. But so our local brew pub was Numazu Fishmarket Taproom, which was run by Bryan. And I think I can remember having a coffee stout or something like that there. And basically, Bryan opened my eyes to the world of craft beer. And so from then on, I've increasingly got more and more interested in beer. But so really, it all comes back to these guys.
I've never been to Mount Fuji and the Shizuoka region, so that's something I do want to check out.
It's a beautiful area. The Izu Peninsula is really nice.
Yeah.
So for me, Baird Brewing starts from Numazu because the original place where Bryan started his brew pub was Numazu Fishmarket Taproom. But I think their flagship brew pub right now is in Shuzenji, central Izu Peninsula. So if anyone's in the area, I definitely think you should check out Shuzenji. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, somewhere I do need to go and check out. I mean, I did have the idea of doing like a kind of out and about video for this one. But one of the things I quite like to do when I meet other YouTubers, for me, doing something like you live in Ise. Obviously one of the really well-known breweries in Japan is Ise Kadoya. They do some really, really nice beers. Neko Nihike, one of the best New England IPAs you'll get here. So I did think of doing an out and about video for this one, but this is not Baird Beer's home bar, their home place. This is kind of like an outpost sort of thing. And obviously with Jordan, when we do an out and about video, I want it to be your home brewery. We'll go up there, we'll do the video at Ise Kadoya.
Yeah, let's check, if you don't mind, check out Ise Shrine, the original pilgrimage site of the Shinto religion in Japan.
Yeah.
Ise Shrine, the old Okage Yokocho hospitality district, a really fun place.
Yeah.
And when we're there, definitely Ise Kadoya's original brew pub.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely keen to do that.
Let's do it.
Sure. I forget this is my camera here. Because Jordan's got his phone going over here. This is the Baird Beer symbol, and this obviously is the business card for the base station Kansai. And we've got a number of beers here. We're going to maybe try. We might try. We said at least 3.
I'm thinking 3. I can do 3.
Yeah, because there's a few things here. They've got a bottle of Scotch ale, which I must insist we try.
I think we have.
Whenever I see Scotch, I need to check if I've reviewed this one. I think I have, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think I've had it.
Yeah. But Scotch ale, whenever there's a rule on my channel, whenever there's a Scotch ale,
you have to try it. All right,
exactly.
Fair enough.
Guys, these are the beers that they have today. We've got the single take session, Shizenji Heritage, which is a Helles. I've never seen this before. Rising Sun Pale Ale, Red Rose Amber. I've seen this before. Teikoku IPA is one of their well-known ones. Wheat King Wit, I've seen this before. Numazu Lager, we'll come back to that in a minute. Wabi Sabi Japan Pale, I think that's one I've not tried before. Angry Boy Brown Ale, I don't think I've seen that. Suruga Bay, I have reviewed on the channel. Korofune Porter, I have tried it, but I don't know if I've reviewed it. And then Shimaguni Stout, this one here.
A lot of the names play into aspects of Japanese identity. Shimaguni means island nation.
Yeah. Quite a few of them are named after local areas as well. Suruga Bay.
That's right. Suruga Bay and
what was the other one? Shuzenji.
Shuzenji.
Well. Kurofune, that's Black Boat, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Kurofune is interesting. I believe the black ships were Admiral Perry's ships.
Oh, okay.
And Admiral Perry came in and basically forced Japan open to the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Admiral Perry's ship. That's in that's the start of the Meiji Restoration.
Yes, exactly. So,
yeah, 1870-ish.
So it's an image of Japan being forced to open up by outside forces, you know.
We should actually get on to the first beer if we're going to do a few. Jordan and I went for different beers. You went for Numazu Lager.
Yes, for my own sort of nostalgic reasons.
Yeah. So your one is a 5.5%. I've gone for the Shuzenji Heritage Helles because I just didn't recognise this one. I have seen Numazu Lager. Aroma-wise, for mine, nice little bit of brown bread.
Smell good.
Yeah. It smells very authentically German. You know, you've got that white bread in there, you've got a bit of the biscuit, but it's got the smoothness you want of a Helles. You've got the lovely kind of Hallertau hops in here, maybe Tettnang, I'm not 100% sure. You've got that smooth earthiness, the little bit of herbal character, but the bright grassy and floral note. And of course on the fruity side of things, it's a little bit of a kind of peary, you know, sort of peary sultana type ester, I think. Yeah.
I'm getting more herbal from this. What do you think?
Holy swap. Oh, yours is more Czech.
Okay,
so this one smells more like a sort of Budvar type lager to me.
This has got more going on aroma-wise for me.
Yeah, see, this one to me has a little bit more. This one's a little bit more kind of grainy and brown bready. The Numazu Lager for me is a little bit more like a sort of Czech Budvar type aroma. So a bit more
German, Czech.
I think so.
We're going for it.
Well, Helles is a
Helles,
German
okay,
style.
right.
Of course, I think this is more like a Letzak, like a Czech type lager, Czech sort of amberish lager.
Okay.
This one's a bit more brown bready, grainy for me, a little touch woody.
Woody. Yeah, it definitely has a woody smell to it. Yeah.
And the hops are a bit more smooth in this one. It's a bit more grassy, not as much floral character, and a wee bit, as you say, a little bit more herbal and earthy. Not as fruity either, I don't think.
I don't get much fruity.
Even if you sugar it up. Yeah, you've got a little bit of pear and sultana, but yeah.
I think we need to start drinking.
All right, Kanpai.
Bye.
Here we go. That's a nice Helles, actually. I don't know, I mean, obviously you've drank most of your craft beer in Japan, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah,
I have.
I mean, one of the things for me that I've always found with Japanese craft beer, it strikes me as the Japanese like their beers to be light and drinkable. It doesn't matter what style it is.
Okay. Yep.
So, I mean, quite often I find that Japanese beer, the flavour profile is true to style, but the overall feel of the beer is just lighter, you know?
That makes sense. I do think that drinkability is really important in Japan.
Yeah.
I think in general, Japanese people consider beer as accompanying food. Personally, I like to have beer just for itself.
Yeah. So what do you think of your Numazu Lager? You've had this before.
I haven't.
You haven't?
Amazingly, I know. So where I live in Mie Prefecture, we actually can't get Baird Brewing.
Okay.
In the city Yokkaichi, the biggest city in Numazu, there's actually a department store that carries it. And I have a few times picked up a bottle, but I haven't had the Numazu Lager yet, which is strange considering Numazu is my original craft beer place. But it is my first time drinking it.
For me, this Helles, it's a very wet Helles for me. You've got a little bit of that kind of fresh, white bready bread crust in there. There's a little touch of wholemeal brown bread, white bread as well. But it's very, very smooth. As I say, a little bit more oily and clean. And obviously, when you're in the Mount Fuji region, your water quality is going to be very
true.
Good.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite different from the local Osaka profile. No offense intended.
Well, actually, we went for a quick beer at Dotonbori Beer.
Oh, yeah.
You guys will see an out and about video from there at some point soon. And they don't treat their water there, so it is actually the local city water.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So I forgot to mention that to you when you were drinking it.
Yeah.
But absolutely, this beer for me feels nice and clean. It's got a little bit of an oily character to it as well, but this beer has that typical German smoothness that you want. On the hoppy side of things, the green component for me gives you what you want. Smooth earthiness, a little bit herbal, nice bright floral notes, bit of grassiness in there. You know, it goes together, you know, really pretty nicely, I have to say. Yeah, the fruity side of things, bit of sultana, a little bit of gooseberry, a little bit of pear. Everything you'd expect from a Helles, I would say. I quite like this one.
For me, like, I definitely like it. The woody flavor is really, for me, kind of dominating.
Yeah.
But definitely it's got a crisp finish.
I think we should we swap?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you're going. This is the side I didn't drink from.
Okay, I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't mind. It's all good.
All right.
It's all good. So yeah, I'm on Numazu Lager now. Again, this is 5 point. That's 5. So that one's not quite as strong. This is 5.5.
5.5. This is 5. This is the Helles Lager.
So take a sip, see what you think.
Yeah. All right. This is more what I consider a typical lager. I guess maybe I'm more used to German lagers.
Well, you can even see this in the colour with this one. This is definitely a bit more kind of Czech. This really does, even on the taste.
There's more flavour.
It reminds me of Budvar. This one's more malty.
So Budvar.
Czech Budvar, yeah.
I haven't
yeah.
Maybe
I don't know how common it is in Japan, but as I said, in Bishop's Arms, it's our...
I don't think it's very common here. Yeah.
Okay.
Budvar, okay.
But this is definitely like a sort of Czech Letzak style lager. That's a Munich Helles. That's a sort of Munich Helles for me. You do have the Dortmunder Helles, of course, as well, which is a more hoppy version. But yeah, this is more like a sort of Budvar type lager. This is actually quite nice that we've got two different ones.
Yeah, it is. They're different. I mean, I guess if I was expecting to drink a lager, this is more along the lines of what I'd be wanting to drink. This is kind of a new experience for me. I may not have really had many Czech lagers up to this point, so this is kind of new for me. This tastes familiar.
Yeah. No, this is quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
For me, this one, the Numazu Lager, this is definitely more like a sort. It really does remind me of Czech Budvar.
Okay.
Because it's got that lovely smoothness. I mean,
very smooth.
Backbone of the beer, as I say, a bit more of a kind of brown bready bread crust, a bit of woodiness. On top of that, wholemeal brown bread. You definitely have a wee bit more brown sugar to this one. It's got a bit of that oily. So a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of Werther's Original, you know, butter candy, butterscotchy sort of thing. You do get Werther's Original in Japan. I've seen that.
We can get it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got a lovely smoothness to it. This beer, it really is like a Czech, like a mass-produced Czech sort of Letzak lager. This one, the Letzaks, of course, remember Svetli is the more blonde one. Letzak is the more kind of ambery type lager for you, for sure. But yeah. So yeah, you can see this beer is more of an amber lager. This one's more of a kind of gold lager.
If you only had one, if you only could drink one beer, which would you go for?
I actually like the Helles a bit better.
I might too.
Yeah, I mean the Helles for me, as I say, the reason this caught my eye was because I didn't recognise the name of it. The Numazu Lager, I have seen this on their website before. This beer's been around for a few years.
I think it has, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And it was just, you know, Helles, as I say, I've been getting really in. A lot of European breweries now are brewing lagers. You know, and it's... Brewing a lager is a technically more difficult thing to do
I've heard
than
this.
Than
I've
ales.
heard this.
Yeah.
You know, a few years back, it was all about ales, you know, IPAs and everything. But yeah, what I've heard and read is that it's a lot harder to brew a good lager. That you know,
you have to control the fermentation of these very closely. But I mean, for me, out of the two beers, they're both good. But I think the Helles is a bit more true to the style, if you like.
Yeah, sure.
And it's. I don't know, but I mean, when I rate lagers, for me, it's all about how true they are to the style.
Okay.
I think that's
okay.
For me, that's fair. But I mean, both, as I say, both are really nice beers. This really is like Czech Budvar. This is a little bit more like, well, it's not quite as dry as Augustiner Helles, but it's kind of a bit more of an oily. This is a more like an oily Munich Helles. This one, it's not as hot. It's not hoppy enough to be a Dortmund Helles. It's more of a Munich Helles. This. but both of them are very nice lagers actually. And what you want from a lager is drinkability. I think this was a nice place to start actually.
Yeah, good, definitely.
Yeah, I think, can we do another re-swap?
Sure.
I'm just curious just to switch between them.
Yeah, I'm having a problem identifying what's going on there hop-wise. Okay.
I mean, if you taste this one, this is the German hops, at least what I find, the German noble hops are a bit smoother but brighter. Whereas with this one, what you'll notice with this, on the front corners of your palate, it's a bit more spicy, and I suspect that it's maybe Czech Sats hop in this.
Sats, okay.
Yeah, Czech Sats, Jatets, like the...
Which we've already
had, yeah.
today, yes.
We did what was that, Yabisu? Rose Premium? Well, you've still got the can.
This is what
we
we're
tried
doing
that. And it's Jatets, so Czech Sats hops. This one, you see how this one's a bit more spicy, the green component's a bit more spicy.
Yeah, true.
That, I think, is, for me, that's one of the definitions of the benchmarks of the Czech side of things.
Okay.
The hops are a bit more spicy on the green component. So yeah, this beer's a bit more malty, but at the same time it's got a bit more spiciness in the hoppy side of things.
Malty and spicy and bright.
But smooth.
This is bright but smooth.
Yeah, exactly. But that's nice.
Go back again?
Yeah,
your original
we'll do this. Yeah, we'll finish off on the original.
Yeah.
I think we should go for Suruga Bay.
Let's do it. You know what's interesting though? This is an Imperial IPA, and they also have Teikoku IPA. What's funny about that is Teikoku means Imperial in Japanese. Yeah.
Also, this means like as an Imperial, as in like, the Empire of
Imperial Japan. As in the Empire of Japan. So I think the inference is this is a Japanese style Imperial IPA. So I don't know. What do you think? We're going for the Teikoku IPA, which is 6.5.
How about we get a small of each? Because I'm thinking a small of each of these, the Scotch ale, and then something dark to round off.
Okay, you twisted my arm. Imperial and the Teikoku, we're doing one of each.
Okay. The beer's
Teikoku.
Sugoi.
Japanese style Imperial IPA, eh?
Awesome.
Hey, do you want to have a little deer jerky first?
Why not? Yeah.
Deer jerky.
So
all right?
deer jerky.
That's really hard.
See, deer's very sweet. It's nice though. Look at this, guys. Suruga Bay desu. Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato. So I think what we should do before we get started on these IPAs, I think we need to finish these lagers.
I'm going to get really drunk. This is a lot of beer for me.
Pain is your friend that lets you know you're still alive.
During the several hours we spent at Baird Beer Base, we sampled 6 different beers: Numazu Lager, Shizenji Hells, Suruga Bay Imperial IPA, Teikoku IPA, Yabai Yabai Strong Scotch Ale, and Kurofune Porter. They were all tasty, but the standout for me was the Scotch Ale. It's a new beer genre for me, and I thought it was really delicious. The fact that I can still remember it so far into the session says a lot. Today was my first time drinking with James, and I have to say, I was impressed. Not just by his ciceronic, deep knowledge and appreciation of beer, but also by how articulate he remained right up till the end of the session. Myself, on the other hand, could barely string a sentence together, which is one of the reasons why I'm not including the latter half of our session in today's video. If you are interested in seeing the rest, James live streamed the whole thing, so you can check it out on his channel, Rampant Lion. This really was an educational experience for me. Of course, I learned a lot about the art of beer tasting, but the experience also served as a reminder of the importance of sticking to my own limits, especially when drinking with new friends when I'm trying to make a good impression. And I paid for that later. Well, pain is a good teacher, I suppose. And indeed, it lets us know we're alive. I suppose you can imagine just how alive I felt the next morning. But all in all, it was a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Kanpai!